Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little different, and before I get too far into it, I wanted to do a little bit of a channel update here. So every once in a while, I'll have a video like this one that I'm going to be making today, where it's something that I want to talk about. I think it's something interesting, but I'll typically end up just not making the video because I'm like, well, I can only talk about that topic for 2 or 3 minutes, and I always feel bad making like short form content that's like over a minute long, because like they have shorts on YouTube for a reason, and then my longer form content I typically try to make it at least 7 or 8 minutes long. And today's video is going to be really quick and short and to the point, and I'm just talking about something that came up recently that I'm really interested in and I really want to talk about. Okay, but today's video, I'm going to be talking about coming of age movies. These are some of my favorite movies ever. I have said in the past that these are like my bread and butter. These are literally like, you can't go wrong with a coming of age movie. Something about a movie where the main character is going through a self journey and they end up having to realize something about themselves and they grow as a character a lot is very entertaining to me. I will always love coming of age movies. And I was going through my top 15 movies that I've watched this year, and I realized 3 of them are coming of age movies and 2 of them are rated R, which I thought was really interesting. And it kind of begs the question of, should coming of age movies be rated R? Personally, I really like coming of age movies. I think that they're something that are great for people of all ages to see, but I do think that there is something to be said about how in real life, you will deal with problems that are a little bit more mature when you are under the age of 18. And I do think that there is some importance to realizing, oh, these problems exist and being able to kind of see them at a younger age. So I am going to be talking about 2 movies that have come out this year that I'm a really big fan of. One of them is DD. It came out last week. Very fun coming of age movie. In it, the kid deals with a lot of different problems, and one thing that he ends up dealing with is smoking, because he thinks that it'll make people think that he's cool, and that is a very rated R topic. It's something that is definitely very sensitive, and I think that there's definitely a lot of coming of age movies that can avoid stuff like that, but I also think it's good to show that sometimes kids will end up going to parties and stuff like that, and they're very impressionable and they'll make mistakes and do the wrong things with stuff like that. And then the other movie that I want to talk about is one of my favorite movies that has came out this year that I've seen literally nobody talk about. I think this will be my second or third video talking about this movie, but it's a movie called Snack Shack. In my opinion, it is the second best movie that has came out this year. I love it. I personally connect with the main character a lot. And it's a very, very fun coming of age movie about a kid in one of their last years of summer before going into high school or just their adult life. And I think that this one also deals with a lot of similar issues with like his friends doing drugs. They really just want to make alcohol, and they kind of created a recipe to make beer, and they're really proud of it, and that's something that they want to market. And so that one's more rated R for a lot of immature things. There's a couple of like kind of intimate sexual scenes, but nothing really gets that far in it. But overall, I really enjoy both of these movies, and I think that they both have a great case for why it's important for younger movies, or movies that are about people that are younger, can potentially touch into these rated R topics. So I'm going to start off with DD. This is a movie that's fresh in my mind. I watched it a couple days ago. Overall, really good movie. The character of DD goes through an incredible emotional journey. He's somebody who's very young and impressionable, and he's constantly pressured by society, and not even actually like other people around him. Like his peers aren't even the ones who are like, yeah, smoke this thing, or oh my god, yeah, do this thing. But he's just trying to be cool, and he doesn't know how to be cool, and he doesn't know what things are cool, what things aren't cool. And because of it, you know, he goes to a party and he sees a lot of people are like smoking and drinking. He does a couple of shots of vodka because he's like, well, other people are doing it, so it's okay for me to do it too. And he ends up getting absolutely wasted. They have a very interesting scene where he is like looking in a mirror, and he's like kind of sees his face like peeling off. It's really disturbing. It's kind of terrifying to watch. But that being said, that is a problem that a lot of young people deal with for the first time having alcohol, or the first time smoking or doing specific drugs and stuff like that, and going to parties and accidentally falling in with the wrong crowd. And I like the way that they show him dealing with that. And then by the end of the movie, realizing, okay, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with these people. I should stick to people my own age. I should stick to people who have similar interests with me. And I think that is really important. I think that is awesome. And I think that the fact that he's able to realize, oh, these people are really bad for me, maybe I should try to hang out with a different group of people, is really important. And I feel like this movie could have potentially done this rated PG-13 and maybe like not dove so far into some of the drugs and stuff like that. But I also feel like it's a very harmful chemical. It's a very dangerous thing that a lot of people will have their first interactions with and not really know how to deal with it. So I think that the fact that they are keeping it rated R and they're showing it as toxic and as dangerous as it actually is really important. So I liked that. I thought that that was very good. And then the movie Snack Shack, like I said, mostly rated R for some of the like sexual things. And I think that this is another one that, once again, a lot of younger people, like, obviously the legal age of consent is like 18 in most places, but a lot of younger people like get, you know, their hormones and stuff like that. They're going through puberty and they want to start doing things like that younger, and they want to start experiencing stuff like that younger. So I definitely think that it's kind of important to show not necessarily sex positivity in this light, but like the fact that like sex is the thing that people do. Sex is the thing that some young people crave and aspire to have. And something that I like about it in movies like Snack Shack is it kind of does the opposite of glorifying it. It kind of makes people realize when you're young and you don't know what you're doing, it's not really that cool of a thing. You don't really want to be doing it. Eventually, you'll end up regretting the first time you do some of those stuff. And I think that they do a really interesting job of showcasing how it's more important to just have relationships and connections than it is to just want to make out with somebody. And I think the way that they kind of show platonic friendships versus romantic relationships versus just lusting after somebody, and the lust versus love argument in this movie is very interesting. There's kind of like a love triangle that happens, and one guy is chasing this girl and he really just wants her for, you know, inappropriate reason, and then our main character has a crush on the girl and really likes her for romantic reasons. And the way that they are able to dive into romance versus lust versus just having this hormone feeling and actually having this feeling of love and connection, it's beautiful. And I think that it's something that is very important. So overall, I think that coming of age movies being rated R is definitely a plus side. However, on the other side of the spectrum, does it need to be rated R? Absolutely not. Last year, one of my favorite movies that came out was You're So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. I thought that was a very funny movie. I think that it did a really good job showcasing, once again, similar things with Dee Dee, with young people being impressionable and wanting to make a difference, and having these different societal pressures to like be a specific person and show a specific version of themselves, whereas you don't always have to be what society wants you to be. You are better off being yourself, and a lot of times the people who are close to you because they like you who you are and not who society wants you to be. So I definitely think that there are arguments to be made for if it should never be rated R. I disagree with that. I think that having a coming of age movie be rated R is sometimes really important, and I think that with some of the cautionary tales and stuff that comes with you know, being mature and coming into yourself and kind of discovering who you are as a person, sometimes those rated R topics definitely need to be dealt with. So overall, this is just a fun little video that I wanted to talk about. I love talking, and I love kind of like some of the psychology of growing up and stuff like that. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys.